Hi everyone, today's video is going to be all about texture paste and chalky acrylic paints. The texture paste I just bought from the range. I don't know what make it is, Daler, Rowney, but I got that at the range. The chalky acrylic paint is by Sentimentally Yours and I'm using the Indian Sunset. Got some scraps. I've cut some leaves from the Fabulous Fronds, the Floral Finery leaf. I've cut some beautiful droplet sprigs from Adornments collection, droplet sprigs from Sentimentally Yours, and I cut them in the corresponding satin layer. I'm using this beautiful rose stencil. I'm using a 6x6 card blank, 5 3/4 inch square first layer. The pink satin cardstock is 5.5 by 5.5, and then this top layer, which I'm calling a crash colour by Sentimentally Yours, is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. This is the layer we're going to be playing with. So I'm going to pop all this to one side. I'm going to move my bits out of the way. So take in my stencil, and I don't think there's a right and wrong way up for this. It looks like it goes both ways. I'm going to lay this down, so just on an angle, giving me the same amount of depth that there aren't going to be any texture paste in the corners. Now I'm going to tape this down, take in my texture paste. I'm going to pop a fair bit on the glass mat. Acrylic paints, give that a little shake. That way you only need to use what's in the lid. So I'm going to scrape onto the texture paste, pop my lid straight back on. A good mix up, and that now is turning into a beautiful shade of pink. And then all we're going to do is pick some up and run it through the stencil. And there we go. Now I always like to go over and just make sure there's no clunky bits anywhere. Happy with that. So there we go. Clean up my mess. Taking off our piece at the bottom. Pop that over there a minute. So we have our 6x6 card base, our 5 3/4 first matte layer. So gluing this up all around the edge, trying to get as close to the edge as possible. And we're going to pop this, giving a nice even border all around the sides. Now with the pink satin cardstock, I'm going to raise that off the page. Foam tape all around the edges, like so. Foam tape a nice press down. This way you will remove any air bubbles. I use my nails, take off the backing tape, pop this over, bring back in our card. There we go. Onto our card. making sure we get a nice even border all around the edges. Now with this, I'm going to turn this the other way and give it a light press. I don't want to start digging my nails into the texture paste. So there we go, absolutely stunning. I love the colour match. So what I decided to do was place a really nice lacy border down on an angle. Now I found this die in my stash. I really can't remember where I got it. I think it was most probably Craft Stash. It wasn't long enough, so I've cut two. I've popped a bit of glue on both, not glue, tape, sorry, on both sides. And I'm going to stick this to the card. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to pop some glue on my glass mat. And I'm just going to take this in and I'm going to put some glue on the back. So I'm going to pop this about so. So that is now glued down, drying on my mat. And then what I thought I would do, in my little box of flowers, I'd already cut some of the floral finery flowers, and I thought they would match really quite nicely. So we're going to pop some glue on the back of these and glue these down. I'm going to pop one just over lapping that one, and then this other tiny one I'm going to pop there. Get my tweezers. Let's change the look of this. And where I'm going to pop these, just there, I'm going to have another one coming out just there. And then the last one, and I'm going to have that one down a bit longer. So already that has now changed completely. With the droplet sprigs, I've cut them out in the pink satin. I'm going to have one about there. Let's just get that. These don't want to stick. That one's now stuck. That one's stuck. And that one's stuck. So just giving it a tiny bit of height. There. So that's exactly how I wanted that. Now I don't know if I want any more of these. We could actually pop one just about there. Okay, so I've already chosen my sentiments, and from the Marianne Designs I've chosen May All Your Dreams and Wishes Come True, and I've also chosen We Wish You a Very Happy Birthday, which is these here. Very nice, tiny, slim. I was only going to put one of these on, but because we had this little mishap just up here, I am going to pop one top. So I don't know whether to put May All Your... Yeah, we could do it that way. So I'm going to cut these freehand. The bigger one is going to come down. I can see I've gone off slightly there. It's going to come down the bottom here. Now I want to team that up with a backing colour, and I really don't know whether to use pink or white. I think I've got enough pink going on at the moment, so we're going to attach this to a piece of, let me move that out of the way. I'm going to attach this to a piece of white card. So we're just going to glue that down. Get a nice tiny border just around the edge. Like so. And then again, I just cut things out freehand. If you're not confident with cutting freehand, you can always use your cutting machine. I've just filled my glue up, and whereas before it was struggling to come out, now it's absolutely pouring out. Border all around the edge of this one. Trying to be as straight as possible. Doesn't always work. Like there, but never mind. Just take that slanty bit off there. There we go. So there's our 2 sentiments. And I think that's going to look better in the white rather than using any more pink. Just to give the card a little bit of height. Move all this out of the way. These big rolls stick to everything. So taking in our first one, we're just going to pop one strip. That way. Give it a nice press down to get rid of any air bubbles. Using my nails or a pokey tool, whatever suits you. And I'm going to pop this just and then this one I thought we would pop right down in this corner. So you'll see I've already put a nice gold effect. I don't know whether I've used the darker or the lighter, but I think I'm going to use the lighter ones. And I'm just going to pop a couple randomly around the card. So if we've got one there, we could do with one maybe in that space, and then maybe one just up there. There you go. I'm really pleased how this one turned out. It's got the lovely texture from the texture paste, the lovely floral finery flowers, the droplet sprigs, the beautiful leaves. We added some bling. You really can't see where we made the mistake of ripping up the foam tape from the stencil, and it took a little rip out of the card, but we've managed to cover that up with this sentiment. So there we go. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up and maybe subscribe. Until the next time, thank you, bye bye.